Hi, good evening, everyone. We just started recording our Spring into Fitness kickoff call. I hope this is filled with information that you can all use as you begin your program. As always, let me know if you have any questions. You can send me questions through the app, or you can send me a text message at 847-691-3808. So I think all of you know me. I'm Kim Romaine, and I am a Beachbody coach, and I am training to be a certified health and wellness coach as well. So I am looking forward to working with you on this part of your journey and helping you figure out what the right path for you is now in your own personal weight loss and wellness goals. Please know that you do have full access to me. Again, reach out to me, text me, let me know how I can best support you. This group, this portal is just one element of what we can do to work together. The Challenge Tracker is a brand new thing for Beachbody. I'm actually pulling it up right now. The Challenge Tracker is a brand new thing, and so not many people have used it, and I'm excited to be able to start using it. Welcome to the call. So when you then, one second. So when you go ahead and log in, you're going to see a login screen. And that login screen, I have notified Beachbody that we're aware that the dates are actually not changing at the top. That it still says day 2 of 30, but we're actually in day 3 of 30 right now. So that is something that they have been alerted to, and I will continue trying to work with them, and I will let you know as soon as I know anything. What you'll see each morning is the ability to add your workout and to add your Shakeology. For those of you that are not using Shakeology, please use this button to track whether or not you've eaten breakfast, whether you have gotten your water in, whatever is going to be something that you need to track every day. If you're not using Shakeology, please use that button for that, but write in your notes what you're using it for. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that you're using Shakeology, and I may reach out to you about different things that are not appropriate to you as we move through the program. You will then see the latest post. I don't know how well you can see this. Probably not at all. It's probably just glowing. You will then see the latest post from me. If you click below that, it says View the Group Feed. That will allow you to scroll through all sorts of different things that are being posted. Please don't wait for me to answer everything. You are welcome to answer whatever you would like. This is a community. We want you to feel connected to one another. So please do feel free to answer things, do shout outs to people. When you log your workout in Shakeology, I did forget to say, you have the opportunity to share that with the group. You do not need to do that, but if you want to do that as encouragement for yourself or encouragement for other people, please feel free to do so. Shakeology users, if you want to share what you're doing for your recipe for that day, that would be great as well, because we get wonderful tips and ideas from each other. Do know that each morning you're going to receive at 6 a.m. Monday through Friday and 8 a.m. on Saturday and Sunday. You will be receiving a post from me that is going to be whatever the topic of the day is. And then again at noon you will receive another posting, and that will be the encouragement post for the day. We have a different topic each day of the week. So it's Monday motivation, Tuesday tip, Wednesday workout, Thankful Thursday, Free for All Friday, and Sip It Sunday. So when those go up, please post to your heart's content. So we have all sorts of different things that you can go ahead and post on those as well. If you have any questions about whether or not something is appropriate to post in there, please feel free to shoot me an email or a text or a message through the tracker. The expectations of the group. The expectations are, the number one thing is support. Support of each other. And support for yourself. So if somebody is really struggling and you feel like you want to just send them a virtual hug or say, hey, I've been there, please do. Again, don't wait for me to be the first person to post. Please feel free to post whatever you need as an individual to reach out to the group, and post in response to those people so that they can feel supported as well. You're going to get your questions answered. If I can't directly answer your question, I can find the answer for you. I do expect participation. So if somebody is not participating, expect that you will get an email and some notifications from me as well, just to kind of make sure everything is okay and make sure that you're jumping back into the group. You will see the greatest results when you are taking part. And even if you have an off day, that's fine. We all have them. Please just include it in with whatever you're talking about that day. As encouragement as we go along, there will be a number of contests. There will be 4 weekly contests. The first contest starts tomorrow, so watch for that. And then there will be 3 program-long contests. Now, to take part in the program contests, you have to look at the instructions in tomorrow's contest. That means you're going to need your measurements, your weights, and your photos, your starting photos. Those all need to be uploaded by this Sunday to be included in these program-long contests. Those will be based on greatest participation, based on the greatest number of comments and posts throughout the program, so I'll be tallying those. The greatest percentage of body weight lost, and the greatest percentage of inches lost. So that's what we will be doing the contests for the program long. And then I'm not going to tell you what the contests are for the other 4 because those I want you to pay attention to as they're coming out and jump in on them when they happen. But do watch for those, because everybody who's taking part in this for the program is getting a treat from me, but you can get some extra treats and bonuses along the way too. So you're going to have 7 chances to win, which is pretty cool. One of the things, and today's post I know is about goal setting. A lot of what we want to focus on in the next few days before we kick off officially on Monday is to set our goals. And I know that somebody already posted what their goal sheet is. If you're having any questions about how do I actually do the goal setting, please reach out to me. I'm happy to help you do that. But really think about what drew you to the group. Why are you here? What have you been struggling with? What's holding you back? Do you have any fears of failing or falling back into bad habits? Do you have any fears of leaving those bad habits and not doing them anymore? What are your social and emotional triggers? Write them down. There is a big cathartic process of writing them down, and then it becomes part of our DNA, and we can start to actually work on them. If it's just in our head, we can push it away way too easily, so we want to write all those things down. Pictures and measurements. I do expect those to be done. The only person that will see them is me, if that's what you want. If you want to share them with the group, you are more than welcome to share your weight, your measurements, and your photos, but you absolutely do not have to. They are completely private. You do not have to take your before photo for women in a bra and underwear, in men in underwear only, or a bikini or a bathing suit. You can take it in a t-shirt and shorts. Whatever you are most comfortable in that shows you before, shows you at the start, that then at the end you will be able to see measurable difference. That is what matters. The reason why these pictures and measurements are important, pictures and measurements even more so than your starting weight, although we do want that as well, is because things fluctuate all the time. Times of day that our body holds water and holds different things, our hormones, our body composition changes as we begin to do some weightlifting, as we begin to do more cardio. Things are just changing. And if this is the first time you've worked out in a long time, there is potential for the first week or 2 that you may actually see the weight on the scale go up. And the reason for that is you can start retaining fluids, the muscle fibers have not broken down enough, and there's just a lot of things that are happening in your body. It's totally normal, and it is something that with time, it will rectify itself, and we just want to make sure that we can look at your measurements and your pictures, because those are going to tell more of a story than your actual body weight. The other thing is when you look at that before and after picture, and when you look at your before and after measurements, it's really rewarding, because you may not feel any different. You may slightly feel different. Clothes may not be feeling completely different, but when all of a sudden you realize you've lost 5 inches, that feels pretty darn good. So it's really, really, really rewarding. So the workouts, I want to quickly go into the workouts. I know that people are doing all sorts of different things, from working out in the gym to doing Beachbody On Demand to doing some of the Beachbody prepackaged programs. Whatever you're doing, make sure you are following the program. If you are using Beachbody On Demand alone and you don't have a program to follow and don't know how to put a program together for yourself, let me know. We can work on what it is that your goal is and put a program together for yourself. As an example, I was futzing with a bunch of different programs and just not finding one that fit for me, but what I realized, I needed 3 days of high intensity interval training, 3 days of strength training, and a day of yoga. So I am able to do that through Beachbody On Demand and create my own program that is going to work with what I need to do to get myself off of my plateau. If you want to work within a program or want to have some recommendations of ones to try, there's a ton of them on Beachbody On Demand that you can do, and with your free 30 days, explore and have fun with it. Regardless of your fitness ability, the Beachbody programs, you can do it. There are some that are going to be harder than others depending on your fitness ability, but you can modify everything, and there is no shame in that game to modify until you are ready to move into regular moves. And there are some programs that you may never be able to do the full move just because of the way that your body is made up. You are not failing. You are doing better than you've ever done before, and you are pushing your body in a way you've never done before. One of the other things to keep in mind with the workouts is you are not going to be perfect on day 1. There's no way you're going to be perfect on day 1. You're not going to be perfect on day 5. You're probably not going to be perfect on day 21 when you have finished this first round. But you need to keep trying, and it is okay to not be perfect. Watch my video that I put on Facebook earlier this week if you want to talk about perfection. Schedule your workouts, so know when you're going to do those. I know for myself that in a regular work week, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, I do my meditation, and then I work out, and that's my schedule. And on the weekends, sometimes it gets a little wonky, but usually I'm able to fit in a workout before we leave for the day and do whatever we're doing. Being on spring break this week, I am sticking to that schedule, but everything's getting pushed a lot later in the day, which makes my days really compressed, which has been interesting. But schedule that time in. Know when you're going to work out. Is what's going to happen is if you don't schedule the time, you're going to get home after work or after your full day, and you're going to be tired and you're going to be cranky, and there's no way you're going to get that in. So you need to make sure you know when you're going to do it. You should be working out a minimum of 5 days a week. 30 minutes minimum, 5 days a week. If you're not getting that in, let me know ASAP, because we need to figure out how to get that in. I'm doing a 7-day-a-week program. I think Danny's doing a 6 or 7-day-a-week program. And I know some of you are also doing a 6-day-a-week program. That's great. But make sure that you're at least getting 30 minutes, 5 days a week. Soreness. Some of you will start to feel sore if you're doing programs that you've never done before. It is normal to feel the soreness when you start to push yourself harder. You're putting stresses on your muscles that they have not felt ever, or at least for a long time. The muscles are actually being torn, and so if you think about tearing a muscle, it's going to hurt. But what you want to do is you want to allow for that to tear, to rebuild, and rebuild with the correct mass. And that's where protein is so important after a workout. I generally drink Shakeology right after a workout because it has a good content of protein and other superfoods and amino acids and all sorts of wonderful things that I need to put into my body to help my body recover, because I am doing some heavier strength training. I'm also using the Shakeology, or excuse me, the Beachbody Recover product, which really helps reduce soreness. Other ways to reduce soreness is do not skip your warm-up and do not skip your cool down. Drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of water. You need to be drinking at least half your body weight in ounces of water a day. And I know for several of you, the needle just went off the record and you just went, what? Yes, half your body weight in ounces of water every day. Work at it. That's all I can say. Is it's hard. I know it's a huge struggle for me. Water is a big, big, big problem for me. The other thing with soreness is keep at your program. If you're sore, the worst thing you can do is not exercise the next day. You need to be moving your body because you need to get those muscle fibers actually working the way they need to be working. So make sure that you are getting your workout in that next day so that you can reduce the soreness. If you don't have a routine scheduled for that next day, do some stretching, do some yoga, find something on Beachbody On Demand, go for a walk, do something that is going to physically move those muscles. So that way you will actually reduce that soreness. A lot of the feedback that I've gotten so far, and really the focus for this month, is going to be on food. So I just briefly want to touch on meal planning and prep. These are key to success. 85% of our weight loss success comes from what happens in the kitchen. So you can work out to your heart's content, and if you're working out every day and you're eating moderately well, you're going to maintain the weight that you're at now. You need to make changes in the kitchen, and that does not mean starving yourself. That does not mean eating like a bird and only eating very specific foods. What that means is eating a wide variety of foods, 2.5 to 3 hours apart, that are going to fuel your body and teach your body how to metabolize better. Meal planning takes a while to kind of get the hang of. If you sit down and figure out what are all the foods that I can eat, and there are sample plans. So there is actually a 3-week plan, a 21-day plan in the files section in the tracker. So if you go in there and you don't have a meal plan and you don't know what you're doing, go in that tracker and in the files and see what that nutritional plan is. If it's not going to 100% work for you, let me know. I will help you tweak it so that we can make sure you're getting the nutrients in. In particular, I'm talking to my vegetarian friends and family. Make sure that you are subbing in the right things if you're going to be following that plan. If you have another plan that you're using, please just let me know what it is, because I want to make sure that whatever foods you're doing makes sense with whatever exercise you're doing. One of the things with meal planning to keep in mind is that you may not know what works for you, and you're going to have to play with it. So on the 21-day plan, 21-day fix plan, or portion fix, milk can only be subbed in 3 times a week. I used to use my milk as a carb sub in the morning in my Shakeology to make it creamier, but I found myself crashing really, really early, and I got crabby really early. So when I took that carb, that extra carb, out of my Shakeology, and I used that at a different time, at lunch or even at dinner, I found that it worked much better. Great English. Much better for my body type and the way that my body digests food. So you need to play with that. There are meal plan worksheets in the file section, so please use those. I will be asking and encouraging you to turn in your meal plans from time to time, just so that I can see what's going on and to see if there's anything that I can help you with. One thing that, again, in addition to water as being a tough one for me, protein was really hard for me, and I know it's hard for a lot of us. One goal that will help with that is to get a protein in with every meal. And when I say meal, I mean snacks. So that's 6 elements of protein a day. It doesn't mean 6 full servings. Because if you're eating 6 full servings, unless that's what your caloric intake needs, that's a lot of food. But do try and get protein in with every meal. When you start your meal planning, the easiest thing to do is start with your dinners, because that's where we usually mix things up, right? And lunches and breakfasts tend to be fairly similar, because especially if we're working outside the home, it is easier for us to grab and go and just kind of do it mindlessly. So start with your lunches, or start with your dinners. Make it simple. Really think of a protein, a carb, and a vegetable. Then go to your lunch. What works with your lifestyle? If you're like me and you work outside the house, mason jar salads are amazing. You can go onto my Pinterest site, and there will be a posting that will actually point you to my mason jar salad postings. But you can go onto my Pinterest page and see that. And after this call, when I post this, I will put a link to my Pinterest page as well. But you can see mason jar salads. There's also other mason jar meals. Breakfast and snacks you're going to plug in last. For me, I make it easy, and Shakeology is my breakfast. Other quick grab and go breakfasts that are great are 2 hard-boiled eggs and a rice cake, or a piece of fruit and rice cake with almond butter. Those are things that you can just grab and go and leave the house with. Your snacks, again, those are also great snacks as well as great breakfasts when you leave. If you're working out in the morning, make sure you are protein heavy after you work out, because especially if you're doing any strength training, weight building, you're going to need that extra protein to help those muscle fibers. Don't be afraid to play with your meal plan. If you get 2 days in and you're just like, ugh, this isn't working for me, play with it. See how you can make it work better. If you need help, let me know, or post something to the group, because there are several veterans in the group who've been around the bend a couple times with me, and they might have ideas as well as to help you out. Don't make your grocery list until you've completed your meal plan. Don't base your meal plan on what you have bought at the grocery store. You want to do it the other way around. You want to have your meal plan and then go to the grocery store. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think. I think that's it. I know we actually have a small group of people who are on the phone right now. But do you guys, I'm going to take you all off of mute right now. Do any of you have any questions? Yes, Danny.
Pardon me, how often is the app updated if little bugs or tips and tricks are found?
I haven't seen any details on that yet, but when I reached out to them today, they did say that they are in constant, upgrade mode. I think little things probably are happening in the background all the time. I don't know that there's going to be a major rollout anytime soon. But yeah, if you do see problems, like I mentioned, the one where the day number that we're on is not updating, and things like that. If you see those, please let me know, and I'll include them in my overall feedback to them. Yeah, Mom, hi.
Hi. Hi. I have a question about the on-demand.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that I could do any of the on-demands because that's kind of what I was told. And when I went to choose the 21-day one, or the 20, they were asking me for money. It wasn't free.
Right.
So,
because the ones that are free, so you have a member library that is free. The ones that are on there are the ones that you have purchased. So I believe you've only purchased one program, and that would have been your size
right.
program. Yeah, so
right.
that's the only one that you have free. But you can do, if you go into the Challenge du Jour, the CDJ, and the Sneak Peeks, there are some of the 21-day fix exercises in there. Yeah, but to get an unlock key, I think it's like
Okay.
$29 or $30.
I don't know, it's like $20 a month or something. I don't know what it is, but I just was surprised because I thought that's all.
Yeah, so that was everything. No, unfortunately, it's not everything, but you do have the ability to unlock most programs now and it's just a one-time payment. You don't have to do recurring payments to unlock those, and I think it's like $20 or $30 to unlock that.
Okay.
Any other questions? We would have had a much larger group had I done this last night, but unfortunately, that was not going to be possible. Okay, great. Thank you guys for jumping on. I will post this so that hopefully if other people have questions, they will reach out. Please do watch for the post tomorrow. There will be, like I said, the contest will be included in that. And the other contests will be there. They'll pop up from time to time. So yeah, just let me know if I can help and support you in any way. Looking forward to a good month. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.